Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So if you guys aren't hype already about all the stuff that's happening next week, the Russos have teased that there are going to be 3 post-credit scenes for Captain America Civil War. That is crazy. It's almost like all the Marvel directors are trying to one-up each other. You did 2 post-credit scenes? Fine. I'm gonna do 3, and I'm gonna put Spider-Man in one of them, which I think is gonna be one of the big possibilities. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down the list of every single post-credit scene that Marvel has already done, and then we can theorize about what these 3 post-credit scenes for Civil War are going to be. So refresher, here we go. Iron Man, the very first Avengers post-credit scene. Probably the most surprising one because people didn't expect that movies would do stuff like this. Tony Stark gets on board, then the Incredible Hulk happens. There's a post-credit scene with General Thunderbolt Ross and Tony Stark, but it seems like they're working together in Captain America Civil War because Thunderbolt Ross is like the face of the government in this new organization that they form. Iron Man 2, Phil Coulson, which is still a relatively small new character, finds Thor's hammer in the desert. Intro to Thor, during which Loki appears to be lost, but then shows back up, seemingly controlling Dr. Selvig, looking at the Tesseract. Big tease, or another tease I should say, for the Avengers movie that we know is coming. They've already announced it. Captain America comes. We get another Avengers post-credit scene when Nick Fury goes to see Captain America after he's been unfrozen and says, "Look, I'm putting a team together. Do you want in?" Finally, all these Hail Mary Avengers post-credit scenes build into the official Avengers movie, whose post-credit scene teases Thanos. So now that they've called their shot, they've done the Babe Ruth thing that says, look, we are totally doing Infinity Gauntlet. They have to get there. So we get to all the Phase 2 post-credit scenes, which serve a couple different purposes. One is just to bookend films with funny Avengers moments in the wake of that film. The other is to set up the future solo films. And then the third is to set up the Avengers sequel. So the first post-credit scene of Phase 2 is Iron Man 3. It doesn't really do much of anything. It's just to bookend that film because they thought it was going to be the last Iron Man film, at least for a while. Thor: The Dark World was the first time that they did 2 post-credit scenes. We have Guardians of the Galaxy set up, which was really the big one. Then we have another post-credit scene just to bookend and show that Thor is going to be staying on Earth for the near term. Captain America Winter Soldier, also 2 post-credit scenes, the first one being the biggest, teasing the twins and the Mind Gem. The second one was teasing Bucky, just remembering who he is, setting up the next Captain America film. And just to be clear, when they filmed Winter Soldier, they did not know that Captain America 3 would be Civil War. That only happened after meetings with Robert Downey Jr., because you can't do Civil War without other Avengers characters. Guardians of the Galaxy drops, also 2 post-credit scenes. First one teasing Dancing Baby Groot from the comics. The second one is largely self-contained, but it's really just teasing Howard the Duck and all the weird stuff that they didn't quite fit into the movie. Not really meant to set anything up, although there is supposed to be some Howard the Duck stuff in Guardians 2, so you could kind of look at it as set up for the second film, but because they didn't know how Guardians would do, they just shot it to be a little more self-contained. They didn't want it to weave into Avengers or anything like that. We get to the second Avengers film, and there's really only one post-credit scene. It's Thanos saying that he is going to do it himself. Then we have Ant-Man, also 2 post-credit scenes. One to set up the sequel, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and 2 the setup for Civil War with Bucky, Cap, and Falcon. I know a guy. Really just talking about the Ant-Man character. And so here we find ourselves at Civil War. So if there's going to be 3 post-credit scenes, what are they? Well, one is probably going to be to set up that Spider-Man film. It's probably part of their sharing arrangement with Sony that they promote each other's film. If you're already using someone else's character really well in a film, everyone is super pumped about their performance, the way they look. What's the next best thing you could do to promote the first film that he's going to be in by himself? Well, you could attach a post-credit scene just to address where things pick up with that film. The second and third will most definitely be Marvel-specific, setting up the future films. One will probably be to set up Doctor Strange because it's such a weird thing. Magic is a new thing in the Marvel Universe. They want to give it as much of a bump as possible, so one very magical Doctor Strange post-credit scene. The other option is that it could be like a larger Thanos post-credit scene. The Russos and the writers have said that Thanos is not inside the actual film, Captain America Civil War. They called him Magical Spaceman, and they're like, if we put him in the movie, you would forget instantly what else was going on. You wouldn't remember anyone's faces. All you would be thinking about is Magical Spaceman. So we won't see him in an actual film until Infinity War. James Gunn has already said that he's not really in Guardians 2. So if Civil War is the very first film in Phase 3, they could have a post-credit scene to throw forward to the end of Phase 3 with Infinity War and Thanos. But just expect at least one post-credit scene to directly address the WTF death that happens in Captain America Civil War. And just remember that they might have changed what happened during comic book Civil War. They're doing a lot of things from the comics, but it's not the exact comic book version of Civil War. So let me know in the comments, what are your votes for the 3 different post-credit scenes in Civil War? Probably Spider-Man, maybe Infinity War, maybe Doctor Strange. So what's going to happen next is there's a new episode of Walking Dead tomorrow night. I'm also working on a Game of Thrones video. I'm going to post my next Daredevil video on Monday. That'll be episodes 4 through 6 with Easter eggs. In case you guys haven't seen it, you can click here for my first Daredevil Easter egg video, and you can click here to learn about the villains I think are going to show up in that first Spider-Man movie. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.